Hey YouTube, Paul here to talk about the Razer Edge handheld, which finally came in this past Friday. Watch my shorts if you want my journey from ordering to being delayed to being pissed off to arriving to where I am now. It's Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, but I'm not watching. I've had the Razer for basically 2 days, let's say. I had it Friday night, Saturday, and today. I have played. I'll tell you what games I've played. Call of Duty Mobile, but of course doesn't support the controller, but it plays beautifully. I played a lot of Fortnite Mobile, Dead Cells, Limbo, Stardew Valley a little bit, and Grand Mountain. What are my thoughts? Let me just go straight into this. The device feels okay, right? It feels sturdy. I've heard people saying that it feels wobbly when they put it together. Mine does not. All right, mine feels very sturdy, and I think it feels okay to play. The buttons are maybe a little bit more clicky than I would like. I just launched Call of Duty Mobile. Let me turn that off. So the buttons are clickier than I would like, but they work. But that's just the Razer Kishi, right? It really has nothing to do with the handheld part. The tablet itself, let me show it to you. Get it off. This is it. It's small. It's a little awkward, right? It's too small to use for a regular tablet. Too big to use for, I don't know, a phone, I guess, if you wanted to do that, if you got the 5G version, which has the right specs. I don't know. This is it. The Kishi itself, which is apparently new because it has haptic feedback, I guess. I saw the ability to turn it on, but I didn't really notice anything special about it. This part feels okay. This is definitely much, much better than the original Kishi, the Xbox Kishi, which I reviewed like maybe 2 years ago. I liked it okay. It was a cool concept, but it never felt very secure. And I also didn't like the way it put back together. But this one's solid. Here is the device if you wanted to see it a little bit closer. So, as you can see, it looks like an Android tablet. It's a Razer Kishi with a tablet, a small tablet. Let's just talk about the actual experience itself. So, this is Android, as you can tell. It's does everything that Android does, right? So nothing really special here. All right, so I haven't played Fortnite much this season, so I don't even know what level I am. I'm level 25, and don't even own the season pass this time. But I did want to show it to you, just so you can see what it looks like on here. This is the native Android version. You should be able to tell that just by looking at it. But I want you to hear these fans. So I literally just turned this thing on, right? And let's see if you can hear these fans or not. All right, maybe that's a good example for you. These things are loud, right? So the screen is small, so you do have to kind of hold it up to your face, right? It's really too small to look at from a distance. So those fans are going all the time, anytime you're playing. Can you drown them out? Yes, you can. But then you got your speakers all the way up, or I guess you could put headsets on. So speakers are loud, let's just say that. Let me thank the bus driver. This is playing right now at epic settings at 75% resolution scale. And yeah, that was what it kind of recommended to me to pick. I'm just going to drop down so you can see. It is pretty smooth, right? It's a pretty smooth experience for playing Fortnite Mobile. I'm not going to say, though, that it's drastically better than my Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. That plays the game pretty darn well, as does my Galaxy Tab S7. I think both of those, for sure, my Galaxy Tab feels better, at least when I'm playing it. And it also has a high refresh rate screen. So I just want to kind of show you this as an example of how the game looks. But don't, well, let me see if I can get this chest open. I'm watching the camera while I do this, so I'm not sure how well I'm actually going to do here. But this is it, right? This is what the game looks like. It is smooth, but I don't feel like it's any smoother than any other device that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and just set this down for a moment. Somebody's shooting somewhere. The worst part about the Razer Edge handheld is that the battery life is terrible. I want to give a quick story just to give you an idea. I 100% charged the device, right? Literally 100%. Played one round of Fortnite that was an okay length of time. Let's just say it lasted somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes. I didn't win. Turned the device, shut it off. Didn't power it down all the way, but shut it off. Put it on my nightstand, did my night stuff, watched TV, went to bed. Woke up, looked at it, and it was at around 56% battery, I think. At that point, I was like, wow, that's a lot of battery loss just from sitting there all night and playing one game. So, just shook the whole camera. During the day, I did my stuff that I had to do, and eventually I got to a point where I could play it. So I picked it up. I played one round of Fortnite that I did terrible. I dropped in, basically died within a minute. But I had stuff I had to do, so I got off, did my daily things, came back to it, and played one more round. Now, while I was playing, and let's say there was about an hour to an hour and a half between the first game today and my second game today, the battery had dropped significantly more, right? Now, it drops from the gameplay. It drops pretty quickly by itself, but when you're playing, that's when it drops the most. So, during this match, the 15% battery warning came on, right? And it says, go into low, do you want to go to low power mode or battery saving mode, something like that? Well, of course not. I'm playing a game, right? That would be not advantageous to winning. So I ignored the message, and this round I came in second place. Not good enough. I didn't win. But I say that to say that while playing that match, the battery life, like this thing's about to die right now, started flashing. Of course, then I came in second place, went to the lobby, exited the game, turned off the device again, not powered down, came back a little while later. Surprisingly, it was still on, but basically it was at, no battery. The battery thing was showing it like blinking, like it's about to die. The other games drain the battery too, though. So whether you're sitting in limbo and the device is off, or you're playing a game, the battery's just constantly dying. Now, I've seen online where people have said if you disconnect it from the controller, right? So you remove it and you separate it and you set it down, right? It's not going to drain the battery. But why the heck is this thing draining the battery, right? I mean, we know there's electronics in here, sure, but this is a piece of plastic that really shouldn't be doing anything. People like to complain about the Steam Deck not having a long enough battery life, and I've had a Steam Deck, and it's not amazing, the battery life, but at least it's playing some hardcore games, and if you're doing that, you don't expect the battery to last very long. I had an AN Odin Pro. I was a backer on that on Indiegogo. That battery lasted forever, no matter what I was doing. Playing a game, streaming through GeForce Now, didn't matter. The battery lasted. This does not. This thing will last you, a couple hours max if you're trying to use it, depending on what you're doing with it. And for an Android device, it just doesn't seem very good. It's just like a mediocre Android tablet that has a controller connected to it. And we could have already done that. Any of us could have done that with the phones we already have. The reason we don't, or the reason I don't, is because I don't want to take it out of the damn case every time I want to put a controller on there. It's aggravating. So I wanted one that would just be there. And that's not what this is going to be. Can I recommend the Razer Edge handheld? No. Honestly, for the $400 price tag that this thing is, you could do so much better. You could buy a laptop probably for $400 used. You could buy a Steam Deck. You could buy an AN. You could buy an Ambernick. You could buy a Retroid. You could buy a Nintendo Switch. I mean, I can go down the line of things you can buy. Hell, go buy a PSP. You'd have more fun than you would with this. I would avoid it. If I keep the device, obviously I'll update this channel as the device gets updated, and maybe I would do some comparisons. But that's a big if I keep this thing. I am debating eBay or trying to send it back to Razer and just taking that scary plunge on whether or not Razer will do what they're supposed to do. So if you have questions, or if there's something you specifically like to see about this device while I still have it, you can ask, and I'll see if I can do something for you. Let me know your thoughts. Am I being overly picky? Am I being rude or a jerk to Razer because they were one to me? Am I, giving an eye for an eye? I don't think so. But if I am, let me know. And yeah, I can't recommend this product in its current state. I want to. I was super excited about it before it was announced or after it was announced. But man, I'm just extremely disappointed by this whole thing. So if you like this kind of content, this negative content, like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching this video. I know that you have plenty of videos you can watch, so anytime you watch one of mine, I definitely appreciate it. Thank you.